The first time you open Roam, you're going to see a page that looks like this. This is called the Daily Notes page. It's going to always populate with the current date at the top. And it's going to do this not only the first time you open Roam, but every time you open Roam for the first time on a given day thereafter. Now, being dumped into this blank page here can be a little bit confusing, almost intimidating, even for those of us who are used to using, like, I don't know, pretty much any other piece of software out there, where we typically get some sort of more traditional navigation menu or maybe a new user onboarding flow. Not in Roam. You're going to get dumped straight into this daily notes page. And again, it can be a little bit disorienting, but don't worry about that. You're going to get used to it. And actually, if your experience is like mine, you will grow over time to really like the fact that every day you start using Roam, the very first thing you're going to see is this fresh blank page that's sort of your blank canvas for the day. So before I talk about what you might use the daily notes page for, I do want to talk about some basic navigation here. If I want to get to another day, say I want to look at the notes that I put in yesterday, I can simply scroll down. This works well, obviously, if you want to get to a date that is nearby. If you want to jump to a date that was maybe several weeks ago, for example, you can click up here on the calendar symbol in the upper right and also navigate to different daily notes pages doing it that way. If you ever want to get back to daily notes in general, to the current day, click up here in the top left on the daily notes symbol, and that'll take you back to this main page. So again, you might be asking yourself, like, what are the typical things that I would write on the daily notes page? The short answer is that there is no short answer. There's no right or wrong answer. You can write really whatever you want. And if you search around online, you'll find people using the daily notes page for all sorts of different things. So over time, you'll definitely learn more about these, and you'll start to make them your own. But I think a good jumping off point, I'll paste a few things on the screen. I really like to think about the daily notes page as a place to park things that are specific to that point in time. So examples of this would be things like my to-do list for the day. I'll put that on my daily notes page. I do some journaling in Roam, so that goes on here as well. It's a great place to keep meeting notes. So at the start of the day, you can kind of write down every meeting you have and keep your notes there. Setting your daily intention, if you do any sort of morning planning or anything like that, this is another great way to do it. And then finally, the last example here is work logging or interstitial journaling. If you're familiar with that concept, pretty popular in the personal knowledge management community. So those are some good, again, jumping off points to think about the daily notes page. This is by no means an exhaustive list, and it's very much preference based as far as what you're going to end up using the daily notes page for. So I want to close out this lesson by saying that we're going to talk more about the daily notes page like throughout the course. We'll come back to it in various capacities, and you'll see in context how it gets used. So again, don't worry too much if you don't fully grasp this concept yet. We're also going to use this page as our jumping off point in the next lesson, where we're going to jump in and start doing some writing in Roam.